Alrighty. Here comes another project. It's let me get this out of the way. I'm not staring at that all the time. It's an old Tecumseh motor. I don't know a whole lot about it. There's the name tag. It does rotate. It does have compression. It's missing the flywheel side, the points and condenser, the ignition coil, and everything. Does have the carburetor and air filter on it. The muffler. And let me get you guys more centered. So how's the light? Come on, focus camera. Yeah, you can see really good now. So yeah, muffler shot. Still got the air filter. Missing all of the points and condensers. Points, condenser, coil, magneto, everything. Need to just start. But I got this little scrap bin. I don't know how much works and how much doesn't. Like I bought this for different parts thing. Bits and bobs of little bolts. Cover plate for flywheel magneto, maybe? I don't know. My thought was something like that or put on there somehow. And we have, come off. We have a coil. We have a charging system. We have points, which is loose. We have a spark plug wire, which goes to the coil. We have that going to a starter solenoid, which can go to a battery, which also goes to key ignition, start ignition, which is nice. And I have a pull start for it. And I got a flywheel somewhere. I just have to go find it. Oop. So let me go hunt some parts down and see what I can figure out and lay it out again, and then we'll get into just assembling the coil or the little assembly here onto the engine. And then from there we will go and see if we can get spark, and then if we can get spark, then we'll see if we can get ignition. It's dusty as crap, but the points look pretty good. Come on, camera. What do you think? Spend a lot of money on camera. It would work. Yeah, you see those points? A little crusty, but nothing a little sandpaper won't fix. So let me get you set up in the position. Let me get a couple more parts because I'm pretty sure I gotta get this off. I gotta find the flywheel, because I also think because of this little indentation, it is, what do you want to call it? An electric start. These bolts here, and the fact that there's a key switch I can make this electric start because, let me see, yeah, there's 4 bolts on top. I should be able to make that work, and then, yeah. So let me get some parts set out and taken care of, and I'll bring you right back. Because you don't need to watch me do all this work. Well, I got my flywheel and bolts, a couple bolts. I'm gonna see if I can get this, the points portion of this engine assembled and set up. So that way then I can work back outwards and get my flywheel on and get my electric starter on and go from there. So you guys can just sit back and watch for a second while I retap these holes, because there's been mud daubers and all kinds of gunk built up. I don't really feel like stripping a bolt. If you can see. Here, let me try this. All that gook buildup on that point. I'm gonna get some brake clean and WD-40 clean this off. Some gel lube. To hopefully keep the tap from binding too much. I'm not really tapping this, I'm more following the thread. It's a 6x1mm thread. So I got plenty of bolts to make it work. I'm gonna have to probably cut them down, but at least I know I have the right thread pitch to follow. Yeah, that is nasty. No, I already did this one, but I just want to make sure it's nice and clean. Yep. And then these. When you're tapping, you can kind of just let, especially if it's a already pre-made hole. Some of these taps are not bottoming taps. They're more of just like a through hole tap. So it basically tapers up to the full thread pitch. So on little threads like these, when they're already cut, you can just run it in, back it out, run it in, back it out, and you can kind of do it kind of quick. You don't have to stress about it, like retapping a head in a motor or something like that. Those get a lot more stressful. So I'm trying to clean my tap after every single use, because it's building up a lot of gunk in the holes. I don't want to cause it to bind, because that's the easiest way to break a screw or break a tap inside a bolt hole, is by binding it and then snapping it off. That's not a fun day to get that out. One last hole. You want to typically try to be perfectly square, but once again, since it's not a bottom, I don't have a bottoming tap, I can kind of just get it in there and get it close, and then it will be fine as it goes in and out, and then you'll have a perfect thread at the end of it. To which you got to bolt your coil and magneto, which probably goes like this. I should tighten that first. That's on the back side. Is this the right thing? The right one? Or does it go like this? Ah, that's how it goes. Yep. I don't think that's the right size thread. Where's my M6? 2 M6 bolts, which we're probably gonna have to cut these down, because I seriously doubt that they will line up perfectly, because there's a lot of space in this and I don't want to just ramrod it. Yeah, that's as far as that bolt's going in. Same with that one. So I will bring you right back. So I totally forgot to record, and that's my fault. I guess I'll explain what I've done thus far. Got the flywheel on. I have the spark plug out because I don't know if it will produce a spark. Trying to make good contact. I don't know, can you guys see? We're looking up there at that spark plug. I've got jumper cables going to a ground point on the block, going to the starter solenoid, going to starter wire to the starter solenoid grounded to the case, the other positive aspects of the jumper cable over here, and we've got ignition, which it has ground removed, which usually that's how ignition systems kill themselves, is they ground each other, or they ground it out. So theoretically it should be fine, assuming there's no ground somewhere else in the system. And I'm not seeing any spark. Could be from the wiring in this cable, because it looks like someone has done work on this before and just put some lumen tube over top of it to cover up their work. So we'll have to probably look into that. I'm not so certain I need to check the points, make sure the points are actually opening correctly. And then I also need to verify that there's no grounds on the system right now telling it to not spark. But good news is it does spin. The electric start works. I think that's all I'm gonna do right now. It's kind of late and I gotta get some food before I go to work tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little, well, it really kind of was pretty short because I forgot to record. But I ended up doing quite a bit to it, and I think we'll be able to make this run. It just will take a second to get it, and I do know this will fit over. Let me take this off real quick. This will fit over it, as expected. So it is a complete motor, and I think it's like a 5-horse motor, so it should be pretty good. It doesn't sound like there's any knocks or anything like that to it. So it should be, I keep saying it should be, because I really don't know. But I do think this will be a little fun project to get running, and maybe we'll put this in a go-kart or something like that, since it's got electric start. Maybe it'll be weak, but gear it right, it'll be fine. So we'll pick this up another time in part 2 probably, or maybe I'll just finish it and show a final video with it. But for right now, I'm gonna call it quits for the night, and I wish you guys the best of luck and have a wonderful year.